My beloved child, don't scroll away, because the surprise connected to your soulmate is not about an ordinary meeting, it is about a location that carries a meaning you may not expect. Something huge is waiting for you, and the strange part is that they may already have chosen the place without telling you. Stay till the end, because one small detail about this location could completely change how you understand everything that has been happening between you. You may have noticed distance, silence, or unexpected changes lately, but what if those things were happening because someone was quietly preparing for a moment they wanted to get exactly right? Don't skip, because the location itself may be the clue. Here is where this becomes emotional. Your soulmate may be thinking about a place connected to a memory, a promise, or a moment they never truly forgot. It could be somewhere you once mentioned casually, somewhere you both dreamed about visiting, or even a place that reminds them of you when nobody else is around. And there is one possibility that makes this even more surprising: they may be planning to appear somewhere you would never expect them to be. Not because they want to create confusion, but because they want the moment to feel unforgettable. Stay till the end, because the reason behind the location may matter even more than the location itself. And now, pay close attention, because the biggest clue may be closer than you think. Your soulmate could be looking at maps, checking routes, remembering dates, or quietly arranging something connected to a specific place. They may have already imagined what they will say when you finally meet there. The location is not random. It represents a decision, a turning point, and possibly the beginning of a completely different chapter between you. Something huge is waiting for you, and before this story ends, you may understand why they kept this particular place hidden. Don't skip now, because the next clue is where the real surprise begins. Part 2. There is one detail you were never supposed to notice, my beloved child. The location may have been chosen because of something you said long ago and completely forgot about. Your soulmate may remember it perfectly. Maybe it was a place you once described as peaceful, meaningful, beautiful, or simply somewhere you wished you could visit with the right person. To you, it may have been a passing sentence. To them, it may have become a memory worth holding on to. And now, that same location could be connected to the surprise they have been quietly preparing. Don't skip, because this is where the story begins to feel much more personal. Stay till the end, because the reason they selected this place may reveal what they have been feeling all along. But there is something even more unexpected. They may not want to tell you the location in advance because they want to see your genuine reaction. They have imagined the moment, the look on your face, the silence before you realize why you are there, and the instant when everything suddenly makes sense. Perhaps they have been waiting for the right timing rather than the right words. Perhaps the location gives them courage to finally express something they struggled to say before. This is why the silence may not mean what you think it means. Something huge is waiting for you, and the closer this moment gets, the harder it may become for them to keep the secret. So listen carefully. If you suddenly receive an unusual invitation, notice an unexpected change in plans, hear someone mention a particular place, or find yourself being guided toward a location that feels strangely familiar, pay attention. It may be the clue that connects everything. Your soulmate may be trying to create a moment that feels almost impossible to forget. Not because the place is luxurious or famous, but because it carries emotional meaning. And when you finally discover why that location was chosen, you may realize the surprise was never really about where they wanted to take you. It was about what they wanted you to understand when you arrived. Stay till the end, because the next revelation may explain why they chose that exact place instead of anywhere else. Part 3. Something has been changing behind the scenes, and this time, the clue may not come through a message at all. It may come through a place. My beloved child, imagine being taken somewhere you have not thought about in years, only to realize that your soulmate remembered something you once shared there. That is the kind of surprise that can leave a person speechless. The location may represent a chapter they thought was finished, yet somehow they kept returning to it in their mind. Don't skip, because the deeper meaning is not about the address, the building, or the distance. It is about the memory attached to it, and why they suddenly feel that memory needs to become part of your future. There is another possibility you need to consider. Your soulmate may have been searching for a place where the two of you could finally talk without distractions. Somewhere quiet. Somewhere meaningful. Somewhere they can look directly at you and say what they have struggled to say from a distance. They may have rehearsed the conversation repeatedly, imagining different reactions, different words, different outcomes. But every time, one thought keeps returning: I need to tell them in person. That is why the location matters so much. It may be the setting for a conversation that changes the emotional direction of your connection. Stay till the end, because there is one detail about this meeting that could make the entire surprise feel even more unbelievable. And here is the part you should remember: sometimes the most powerful surprises are hidden inside ordinary moments. A simple invitation could carry a much deeper reason. A familiar street could suddenly feel different. A place you never expected could become the setting for a confession, an apology, a promise, or a decision they have been carrying quietly. Something huge is waiting for you, but you may not recognize it immediately. So if something unexpectedly pulls your attention toward a particular location, pause and notice the feeling it creates. The location may be telling a story before your soulmate even says a word. Don't skip now, because the next part reveals the one thing they may be hoping you understand the moment you finally arrive. Part 4. My beloved child, the moment may be closer than you realize, and there is a reason your soulmate may have chosen a location instead of simply sending you a message. A message can be deleted, misunderstood, or forgotten, but a place can hold an entire memory. They may be thinking, if I bring them here, they will finally understand. That single thought could be behind everything. Don't skip, because the location may connect to something from your past that you never realized mattered so much to them. Stay till the end, because the most emotional part may not happen when you reach the location, it may happen when you recognize why you were brought there. Perhaps they have been quietly checking the timing, imagining your arrival, and wondering what your reaction will be. Maybe they have even changed their plans more than once because they want everything to feel natural. They do not want the moment to feel forced. They want you to feel the meaning of it before they explain it. And that is why the surprise could appear completely ordinary at first. You may think you are simply going somewhere for a normal reason, only to notice one familiar detail that suddenly makes your heart pause. Something huge is waiting for you, and that detail may be the first confirmation that this was never an ordinary trip. Now listen carefully, because this is where the hidden emotion becomes clear. Your soulmate may be choosing that location because they associate it with the version of you they never stopped believing in. Maybe they remember your dreams, your hopes, the things you once said when you trusted them completely. They may want to stand there with you and create a new memory powerful enough to replace all the uncertainty that came before. The surprise may not be about giving you something. It may be about finally showing you something they have felt for a long time. So when the location is revealed, do not only ask, "Why here?" Ask, "What happened here that they never forgot?" Don't skip, because that question may lead directly to the revelation they have been waiting to share. Part 5. My beloved child, there is a deeper reason this location keeps appearing in the story, and it may have everything to do with a memory your soulmate has carried quietly. They may have returned to this place in their thoughts countless times, wondering what would happen if one day you were standing beside them there. Perhaps they remember the first conversation, the first promise, or the moment they realized your connection felt different. What once looked like an ordinary location may actually represent the moment their feelings changed. Don't skip, because the surprise may not be about where they are taking you. It may be about what they finally intend to reveal once you get there. And here is what makes this even more emotional: they may have imagined this moment differently every time. Sometimes they picture themselves speaking confidently. Sometimes they imagine becoming completely quiet because the emotions are too strong. They may have wanted to explain everything through messages, but something inside them keeps saying that certain words deserve to be spoken face to face. That is why the location matters. It gives the conversation a beginning, a memory, and a meaning. Stay till the end, because there may be one sentence they have been waiting for the right moment to say, and the location could be the reason they finally find the courage. But there is another clue you should watch for. If plans suddenly seem to change, if someone unexpectedly mentions a place, or if your soulmate becomes unusually curious about where you will be, pay attention. These small details may be connected to something much bigger. The surprise could happen when you least expect it, in a place that initially seems completely ordinary. Then one familiar face, one familiar memory, or one unexpected sentence could make everything click into place. Something huge is waiting for you, and when you understand why that location was chosen, you may finally see that your soulmate was not simply planning a destination, they were planning a moment they wanted you to remember for a very long time. Part 6. My beloved child, the location is about to reveal something your soulmate has been keeping close to their heart, and this is where the surprise becomes more personal than you expected. Imagine arriving somewhere ordinary, looking around without knowing why you were brought there, and then noticing one tiny detail that immediately takes you back to a memory involving them. That moment could change everything. They may have chosen the location because it represents something they could never properly explain through a screen or a simple conversation. Don't skip, because the place may be carrying a message before your soulmate even says a single word. Stay till the end, because the reason behind that choice could be the most unexpected part of the entire story. What they want you to understand may be simple, but deeply emotional. They never completely forgot the moments that made your connection meaningful. Maybe there was a time when you both imagined being somewhere together, talked about a future possibility, or shared a dream that seemed impossible at the time. Your soulmate may have remembered those words long after you stopped thinking about them. Now they could be trying to turn one of those old conversations into a real memory. And suddenly, the location is no longer just a location. It becomes proof that they were listening, remembering, and quietly holding on to something you thought had disappeared. Something huge is waiting for you, and the closer the reveal gets, the more obvious the hidden intention becomes. There may come a moment when they finally look at you and explain why they chose that exact place. Perhaps they will tell you what they remembered. Perhaps they will reveal what they planned. Or perhaps they will simply say something that makes you realize the entire journey had a purpose. That is the moment you need to pay attention to, not because it promises a perfect ending, but because it could bring clarity to emotions that have remained unspoken for far too long. The location may become the setting where an old chapter is understood differently and a new possibility begins. Don't skip now, because the final clue is approaching. The reason they chose that particular moment to reveal the location may be even more surprising than the place itself. Part 7. My beloved child, the hidden reason behind the location may finally be coming into focus, because your soulmate may not have chosen that place simply to surprise you. They may have chosen it because they want to mark a moment they believe you will never forget. Think about that carefully. A location can be just a point on a map, but when someone attaches a powerful memory to it, everything changes. They may be preparing to tell you why this place stayed in their mind, why they kept returning to it in their thoughts, and why they suddenly feel that now is the right time to bring you there. Don't skip, because the next revelation may connect several things you previously thought were unrelated. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. There is a possibility that this location represents a turning point they have been quietly waiting for. Maybe they want to revisit something that was left unfinished. Maybe they want to create a completely new memory in a place associated with an old one. Or perhaps they simply want you to see the world through their eyes for one unforgettable moment. The most surprising part is that they may have already imagined your reaction. They know you might ask, "Why did you bring me here?" And they may have an answer they have been carrying for a very long time. When that answer finally comes, the pieces may begin connecting: the distance, the unusual timing, the unexplained silence, and the feeling that something has been happening quietly in the background. And now, notice the emotional shift in this story. The real surprise may not be the place at all. It may be the realization that someone remembered details about you that you assumed nobody noticed. They remembered what mattered to you. They remembered what you once hoped for. They remembered a moment you thought had passed forever. And perhaps they are choosing this location because they want to show you that those memories still matter to them. So if this surprise unfolds, look beyond the surface. Listen to the words behind the words. Watch for the detail that makes you suddenly understand why this location was selected. Because when that final piece falls into place, you may realize the destination was never the destination. The destination was the truth they wanted you to discover.